right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Tonight, a disheartened St. Louis grandmother continues the search for her grandson. He has been missing now for 7 months, last seen in Kansas City. It is a story that has even been featured on NBC's Dateline. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson. Tamontez Hurt's grandmother says the 19-year-old disappeared in February, but tonight, still no sign of the college freshman. Robert Townsend caught up with her as she prepares to search for him again.
What's racing through my mind is, where is my grandson?
It's a heart-wrenching question Tacona Donald Sullivan has been asking for 7 months. Tamontez Hurt is a freshman at Missouri Western University in St. Joseph, which is about an hour from Kansas City. Hurt's grandma says on the morning of February 1st, Tamontez called her while under some form of mental distress.
He kept saying, I just feel like somebody gave me something.
Donald Sullivan says her grandson was first at a home of a woman he'd recently met, then later admitted to an emergency room. Hurt's grandma called the Kansas City hospital, which sent police to the home.
I don't have a clue of what's going on, but I know that somebody knows something.
She says the hospital gave her grandson a voucher to catch a cab to a Greyhound bus station. Surveillance cameras captured Tamontez on video trying to walk inside the closed bus station. He hasn't been seen since.
Either somebody's holding him or my grandson is walking around out of it.
7 months later, she's now traveling to Kansas City every other weekend, still passing out flyers, still searching for Tamontez.
I'm very frustrated. I had to go to therapy.
In a statement, Kansas City Police spokesman Sergeant Phil DiMartino says the case is still active and ongoing. Detectives are pursuing all leads that come in. Right now, Donald Sullivan is still offering a $1,500 reward to anyone who has any information about her missing grandson. Meantime, the weary grandma won't stop until she finds him.
I don't feel like he's gone. I feel like he's wanting to be rescued. He needs help.
Robert Townsend, 5 on Your Side.
And the grandmother will travel back to Kansas City and keep searching for her grandson next weekend. Right now, there are last-minute efforts to stop the execution of Marcellus Williams. This week, multiple appeals were filed to Missouri and federal courts to halt the execution. Williams is scheduled to be executed next week for a 1998 murder in St. Louis County. He has maintained his innocence for years. Earlier today, 5 on Your Side spoke with Williams' son, who is hoping for a different outcome.
And you got to make peace with that. So if this is the way that he going out, we already made peace. I'm gonna stand there firm and show my dad he's not alone if this is what it comes to, and I'm ready for it.
On Monday, oral arguments will be heard in the Missouri Supreme Court to argue the county prosecutor's appeal. Governor Mike Parson could also grant clemency at least 24 hours prior. Tonight, the FBI is working to make schools safer as the number of bomb and shooting threats rises in the bi-state. The latest threat happened this morning in Clayton, which was determined to be a hoax. This month alone, 6 St. Louis County teens have been referred to the juvenile court system for making terroristic threats to schools. Local law enforcement agencies say they treat each threat as if it's real until they can prove otherwise.
There's a significant amount of law enforcement and school resources that are put into these threats as soon as we're notified about them. So it has been substantial, and obviously those are resources that can be used and should be used elsewhere.
Law enforcement officials are continuing to reinforce that if you see a threat, don't share it and instead call them. For more information on how you can report a threat, go to KSDK.com. Look for this story under the As Seen on TV tab. Well, you may have seen this vehicle fire on your commute home today. Police say the crash between a school bus and minivan happened around 2:30 this afternoon on Interstate 70 near Zumble Road in St. Charles. The van then caught fire, which spread to the bus. Both drivers got out safely and went to the hospital with minor injuries. No students were on the bus. The fire was quickly put out. Tonight, we have an update on the health of Ferguson police officer Travis Brown. Today, his family posted on his GoFundMe page saying while he remains in serious condition, he continues to be stable. Officer Brown suffered a severe head injury when he was tackled by a protester last month. His GoFundMe has currently raised more than $160,000. And we have a link in the As Seen on TV section of KSDK.com. Tonight, we're hearing from the South City business owners who just announced they're shutting down their 3 restaurants. They're closing in part due to what they call a change in dining habits. As Brent Solomon reports, customers are showing up this weekend to support and say their final goodbyes.
The drinks are flowing at what will soon be the final pour here at Black Sheep Restaurant in Tower Grove South.
I like to say we're 70% heartbroken, 30% relieved.
It's been a labor of love for Zach and Mary Rice for 6 years now. They own Mama Chu's breakfast spot, which transforms into Black Sheep by night.
A date night spot with great wine and great cocktails and good shareable plates.
Last year, they renovated this space across the street to open 3 Little Monkeys. It's a pizza spot here on Morganford Road. But recently, things have changed.
You're not seeing the late night business that you used to see.
Coming out of COVID, the expenses, everything tripled in cost. Our to-go boxes suddenly became 3 times as much as they were.
Over time, that really adds up.
If we're ever to the point where we're like, are we going to make payroll this week? We're like,
let's get out.
We have to get out.
The surprise announcement came over social media Wednesday. All 3 businesses will close for good Sunday.
This has been the biggest part of our lives for so long.
As customers show up to dine in one last time, the business owners are sharing their story to save other local businesses.
If you've got dollars to spend them with the people that are in the community. You don't want to see these local spots close. Like that's the heart of our community.
As for what's next,
we are going to take probably a couple of years, go bartend and not be bosses for a while.
But since hospitality is in their hearts, they don't hope to be gone forever.
We'll return in some way, shape, or form.
And when they do, they'll be familiar faces to a community that's welcomed them with open arms. Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
And the businesses are hoping to still offer 3 Little Monkeys pizza around town, although they're trying to figure out the logistics. We are now 45 days from the November election. Hours ago, the candidates for Missouri governor and Senate took part in debates at the Missouri Press Association's annual convention in Springfield. The gubernatorial debate featured 4 candidates: Republican Mike Kehoe, Democrat Crystal Quaid, Libertarian Bill Slants, and Green Party candidate Paul Lehman. Each outlined their plan for the state. Among the topics discussed: abortion, sports gambling, and immigration.
And just in 2023 alone, we talked about the state budget. Missouri spent over $460 million on illegal immigrants. That could have been money that went to our teachers, or to our veterans, or back to our Missouri taxpayers.
There's a bipartisan immigration bill that has been sitting in Washington for far too long. And as governor, I would work with our federal delegation to lean into that and make sure that we're getting something done.
The candidates for U.S. Senate also took the debate stage, including incumbent Republican Senator Josh Hawley and Democrat Lucas Kunce. The two squared off on the topic of abortion rights.
It's Josh Hawley's abortion ban. It bans all abortion, even in cases of rape and incest from day one. I think that's wrong.
I do support reasonable federal restrictions, limits on abortion, like partial birth abortion, like when the baby is capable of feeling pain. What I will not support is imposing on the state of Missouri and all the other states abortion on demand through 9 months with taxpayer funding. That's what Lucas Kunce wants.
5 on Your Side will re-air the debates tonight at 10:30 on the 5+ app. You can also watch the debates on our YouTube page and on KSDK.com. Coming up, balloons take over Forest Park this weekend. What you need to know before tomorrow's great balloon race.
And it was a hot day, 96, so 97 was a record. And yes, there are some storms still out and about. They're below severe limits, but it is warm and humid. More on our rain chances coming up.
What a beautiful sight this weekend. The skies above Forest Park will be filled with hot air balloons. The Great Forest Park Balloon Race kicked off tonight with the annual Balloon Glow. Dozens glowed like fireflies for hours tonight at the Emerson Central Fields. The balloon race festivities begin at 1 o'clock tomorrow, with the balloons launching at around 4:30. Meteorologist Jim Castillo is here with the weather impact forecast, and thank goodness no rain around Forest Park, but some areas were impacted, right?
Yes, you know, we were worried a little bit earlier, but we knew it would be spotty. But we still have storms due east of St. Louis. All have been below severe limits, but even a few popped up down around Peevely and then on into Monroe County, Illinois. And we had a few also popping up to the southwest of Reynolds County. And some of those did go severe, but none of those have been severe in our viewing area. Couple downpours and some rumbles of thunder for sure, and some good lightning strikes. I even saw some lightning looking outside here, just looking east into Illinois. But you can see around the St. Louis area, things are clear for now. But we're watching not only our frontal system that is stalling out right over us, but we're watching any kind of activity that goes around this upper level high pressure. The periphery around this, we call these ridge runners. They're going to be moving in here as we get into the weekend forecast. I think most of Saturday is dry, but we'll watch for a spotty shower or storm. And then as we get into Saturday night, showers and storms become more likely, especially after midnight and into Sunday morning. Here's the futurecast showing that spot shower or storm tomorrow, some sun and clouds mixed. It is hot, it is humid, probably some low 90s again. And there it is. Here's 4 a.m. A cluster of showers and storms goes from Kansas City to Columbia and then heads our way. And look what happens, kind of training happens. So we get one storm after the other through the morning hours on Sunday, maybe a break, and then another chance of showers and storms again as we get into Sunday night and a Monday as this front eventually passes through the area. It's going to be near us on Monday, still a chance of showers and storms, but on Tuesday at 76 degrees, you'll notice the decrease in the humidity and high pressure beginning to push in. So how much rain? Yeah, we could see some heavier rain. In fact, 1 inch plus, maybe up to 2 inches in some areas as we head into the weekend forecast. I'd say Saturday night into Sunday, then Sunday night into Monday, the better chance of seeing this heavier rain at times. So 7-day forecast, we're still hot and humid tomorrow, 92, 87 on Sunday. But look at the 70s as we get into next week, just beautiful weather. And we took out that chance of rain Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And you'll feel that low humidity, which is going to be nice.
Oh, that'll be so nice. A welcome change. Thank you, Jim.
You bet.
Thanks so much for joining us. Corey Miller and Annie Crawl are here with 5 on your sideline.